Sleeper Wire, the only fantasy football radio show with more than a dozen multi-time, multi-league, multi-year champions. Listen to the Sleeper Wire show every Friday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern on Dash Talk.
The mail never stops.
Here comes the mailman.
Mail time.
Mail time. Mail time. Mail time. The mail's here. When you control the mail, you control information.
If there's something strange in your league, who you gonna call? Sleeper Wire!
Welcome to the Sleeper Wire show. Today is November 15, 2017, and it is the MailSack show, as you can tell from the intro.
The champions.
Okay, so we're just all technical difficulties today. Sorry about the audio silence. Guys, I know we started off silent, but we fixed that. But then they got promos playing. So let me make sure my phone sound effect works. Hang on. Let me test this real quick. Okay, so that works. So the phone line is open tonight. It is the MailSack. We're doing your questions from the SleeperBot and Fantasy Life apps. I got Lucas and Dirty Jobs on tonight, and I'll take your questions in the Mixer chat, and you can call in 909-713-7030. 909-713-7030 is the number. If you want your question answered immediately, that is the way to do it. All right, Dirty Jobs. Lucas, are you ready to jump into the sack?
Let's do it.
Yep.
All right.
Yes, indeed.
Knock it off, then.
Okay, we'll just get kicked right off. How we doing this evening, Lucas?
Hey, I'm ready to talk some football. I had a rough go of it on Monday night. I needed Christian McCaffrey to not score 2 touchdowns. That was the only thing that could destroy my week. And wouldn't you know it, he scored 2 touchdowns. So I'm ready to move on and put this one behind us.
Yeah. Oh, wow, right out the gate.
Yeah, we got a caller already. All right. I don't know who this is. Good evening, caller. Turn your radio down.
What's up, guys? It's Curtis from Miami.
Curtis! What's going on, man?
What's up, guys? What's up, man? How's everything, man?
Good.
It's good.
How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. I lost last week, but it's all good. It's all good.
That's okay. You win some, you lose some. So
yeah,
hit us with your question. Let's win this one.
All right. This week, I'm in my regular. I know it's crazy. I feel good. I'm in my running back position. I'm looking at my flex. It's between Fournette and Kamara in my flex. I don't know. I want the best upside.
Who else are you starting?
I'm starting Bell and Hunt.
Well, this is a really, really good problem to have.
That was not the answer I was expecting right there.
No, this is a really good problem to have. You know who I am. You know I'm Show Me the Money. And you know who's showing me the money is Alvin Kamara. Fournette has not looked good since, how many weeks has it been since he's put up double-digit points for you? Let's check real quick. But it's been
like 4 weeks.
3 or 4 weeks since he's done it for you. So this is going to sound weird. You wouldn't have thought that I'd be telling you to sit Fournette, but I'm going with Alvin Kamara until he stops. I'm riding that wave.
So this is right wave. Actually, I got you. And sorry, it's one more quick thing. I'm looking at the Steelers and the Chargers. Who's your start this week as my defense?
I gotta go with the Steelers.
Steelers.
Yeah, I like the Steelers as well. With Phillip Rivers looking like he's going to be a no-go, we don't know how this Chargers offense is going to look. And if the offense isn't performing, it can make the job very hard, even for an elite defense, as we're seeing with the Denver Broncos. It's not that the Denver Broncos defense has gotten bad. It's just that they're on the field the whole time and they're tired. It's tough to play defense for an extended period of time. So for this week, let's go ahead and go Steelers.
Okay, I got you. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate the help, as always.
Yeah, no problem. Good luck, Curtis.
All right.
Looks like we had another phone call.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. Here we go. Caller, good evening. You're on the air.
Hi, this is Anthony. I have four receivers. I need 3 starters, so basically sit one. So I have Shepard, Landry, Diggs, and Crabtree, and I don't know which one to sit because they're all pretty good.
Yeah, they really are. This is another good problem to have. Landry has been putting up points. Shepard, that guy's a monster. We saw him just get double-digit catches for the first time in his career. They don't have anyone else to throw to other than Ingram, and they have to throw the ball. So I'm playing those two. Man, this is tough for me. I'm not someone that wants to tell you to sit Diggs, but I think Crabtree's pretty consistent. And with Minnesota going up against the Rams and Thielen looking as hot as he is, it's going to come down to Diggs and Crabtree for me. And I think that Carr is going to be slinging the ball. Oakland is at home. Minnesota's at home as well, but it's going to be cold up there. I think I'm going to sit Diggs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He has the worst matchup out of all of them, too. So
worst matchup, cold. He's only seen, the 2 weeks that he's been back, he's only seen 11 targets. He's catching them, but Diggs has only had 3 games this season with double-digit points in a standard, and we're working into week 11. Yeah, I'm sitting Diggs right now.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Guys, we actually have another call here. I'm going to go ahead and add him to the call. Him or her, I should say. Good evening, caller. You're on the show.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, man?
I got a 10-man PPR. Trying to figure out a flex play, either Juju Smith or Devontae Parker.
Ooh, I like both of these. Juju Smith has been, he's been a fun guy to watch, but I think Devontae Parker's more talented.
He's Mr. Consistent too, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna lean Parker. I'm starting to, law of averages. Parker has to pop off with his talent. He's seeing targets. He's getting a consistent 70 yards. All he needs is to bust one of these off and get in the end zone. I do like Juju. I am waiting to see Martavis Bryant kind of get worked back in the lineup a little bit more. Maybe them reestablish the run game. And Devontae Parker, along with Landry, really is a focal point of that offense. We're seeing some good things out of the running backs there. We saw a big run from Drake, but to me, Parker's the better talent.
And they both take a backseat behind Demaryius Thomas. Agreed? WR2.
Yeah, they're all kind of in there close to me. I mean, Demaryius Thomas, he got in the end zone last game. He was silent. He was held to 1 catch in the first half, and then he saved you with that touchdown.
Right.
This might sound crazy, but I might.
I know, that's why I asked the question. It's insane, but I mean, honestly, and now he's limited in practice today.
I might sit Demaryius Thomas. Juju Schuster over the last 2 games has 17 targets, 12 receptions, 300 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So it's tough for me to sit Juju.
I know.
I'm trying to figure out if it's too cute to sit Demaryius Thomas or not. But
I don't think so. I think you're
so?
right up the right direction. I think you're speaking perfect English. Demaryius Thomas is just on a bad offense. He's a great receiver, but you might as well have me throwing him the ball out there. So that being said, I mean, you don't want that situation as opposed to where you got this other guy who's lighting people up, and Titans defense doesn't scare me.
Good point. I appreciate you guys, man. I'm going to hang up and keep listening.
Hey, you're the man.
Yep,
yeah, have a great night.
Good luck.
All right, calls just keep coming, so we'll keep taking them. This is the fastest way to get to us.
Keep them coming,
just keep calling that number. So go ahead, caller. You're on the show.
Hey, how's it going? It's Nicholas here.
Hey, Nicholas.
What's going on?
Nothing much. Just I decided to invest in some adult diapers because on Tuesday morning I woke up from an 84 to 44 points going into Monday night, and I woke up and I lost 95 to 86.
Oh,
and I was playing against Cam Newton and Christian McCaffrey, and I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on?
Okay, so we're feeling the pain. We understand. Air out your grievances, and let's figure out how to win this next week.
Right. Well, let's see. In fact, for one of my coworker leagues, I don't know what that guy was thinking. He sent me a trade offer for Alvin Kamara Stefan Gostkowski, and like all of our kickers are like taken, like almost all of them for some reason this week.
Yeah,
and I accepted that ASAP, and I picked up my boy Crosby real quick. But in my friends league, I got Tom Brady, Mark Ingram, Tevin Coleman. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. But I have a running back question real quick. Let's see. I got Mark Ingram, Tevin Coleman, Adrian Peterson, Doug Martin, and Chris Thompson. Let's see. What are your top 3 picks in a standard league for all those guys?
Okay, so hit us one more time with those.
All right. Mark Ingram, Tevin Coleman, Adrian Peterson, Doug Martin, and Chris Thompson.
Well, we know that Mark Ingram's going to be a starter. With Rob Kelly being out, I like Chris Thompson. And who do you like for the third here, Mike?
The two. What were the last 2, real quick? Because that was the 2 that I was thinking I was benching out of the 5.
Doug Martin and Chris Thompson.
Martin and Thompson. And so, real quick, I'm sorry. So the first 3, because I heard those 2, and I was like, I like those 2 the least.
Adrian Peterson, Doug Martin, Tevin Coleman, Chris Thompson.
I guess I like Chris Thompson over Adrian Peterson too. So.
Well, I like Thompson and Ingram for sure. Tevin Coleman's at Seattle. I'm not sure that I love that.
I don't love it, but I mean, the guy's going to get the workload. I mean, he's going to get the lion's share of carries right there with Freeman being out. So I'm thinking he's probably still worth a pretty good start this week.
Right.
Okay. I could be convinced to go with that. I'm probably sitting Peterson. If it were me, so Dirty Jobs and I are in agreement. We're going to start Thompson and we're going to start Mark Ingram. He likes Coleman. I'm personally going to go with Doug Martin against Miami. That defensive line is porous, and I think Doug Martin has a decent game. He had a poor game last game, but he still got 20 rushes. So they're still giving him the ball. I'm going to go Doug Martin there over Coleman, but I wouldn't be upset if you decided to take Coleman.
See, the argument against Martin is the fact that he is getting this massive workload. He's just not doing anything with it, and that's my issue with him. I'm tired of looking at the 4s and 5s on my team, especially in standard league. I mean, they're throwing touchdowns; they're not running them. That's just my take on it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he didn't do anything this last week against the Jets, who they also contained LaShawn McCoy and the rest of that running game the prior week. But you're right. Doug Martin has fallen off. He kind of came on strong and then fell off there.
Right.
Yeah. I need the guy to research if it's any consolation. I'd love to see Doug Martin do great.
Right. Me too. And I got one tight end question before I get off here. Let's see. Cameron Brate at Miami or Jared Cook versus New England?
Oh. That's another good problem to have. I actually like Jared Cook a lot this weekend. I think New England's got a really soft defense. There's a lot of options to throw it to, but Carr likes to throw it to his tight end, so that's who I'm leaning to on this one.
I'm going to lean there also. If Jameis Winston was healthy, I would go Brate, but Brate was virtually nowhere last game with Fitzpatrick, so I just haven't seen any chemistry recently between the two of those, so I'm going Cook also.
Awesome. Well, hey, you guys have a good one. Thanks for the question.
Yeah, thank you, man. Good luck.
Hey, good luck. Talk to you next week.
Yeah, you too. Talk to you next week. Bye.
All right, we do have another caller. I believe you're on the air, caller. Hello. Okay, maybe we lost him. Caller, call back. If we lost you, call back.
Okay. Are we good to get to the questions then?
I think so. I think it was like, half hour, 5 calls in a row right there? Not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing right there. I'll take it any time.
Well,
doesn't bother me a bit.
Yeah, the number's 909-713-7030, and get into those questions. Let's knock a few of those out before we get some more calls.
Okay, we got A09. He says Blake Bortles or Derek Carr.
Derek Carr, move on. Yep, let's hit. Yeah, let's rapid fire this. Derek Carr.
We got Derek Carr. We got the Night King 1. He says Steelers defense or Eagles defense this week. Please help.
I got to go Steelers. I'm not confident starting the Eagles against the boys this week.
Yeah, I think I'm actually leaning the Steelers too. I think I'm leaning that way as well.
All right.
Okay. Sorry, I accidentally hit the wrong button right there and scrolled up. We got a phone call.
Yeah, we got a call. They're coming in again. Here we go. Caller, good morning. Good evening. You're on the show.
Good evening, guys. How you guys doing tonight?
How you doing? Good, bud.
Good. I was just calling to get your guys' opinion of Big Ben. He was offered to me in a trade in a league where I've lost all my quarterbacks, traded Kirk Cousins for Watson and lost him the next week. So I'm really short at QB. I only have McCown, and I had Winston, and I recently just dropped Winston. So right now I'm just sitting with McCown, and I'm debating either streaming Bortles or trading Danny Woodhead for Big Ben because I have a Ravens lever in my league. I think I'm good at RB, but I just wanted you guys
hit us with your RBs real quick. Is this a 12-man?
It's a 12-man. I have Zeke Morris, Rod Smith, Kamara, Abdullah, Hyde, Deion Lewis, and Woodhead. So I have like the max. I can't have the 8.
I think that I would do this trade. You'll be able to start one of the Cowboys running backs. Hyde has been performing, and you said you have Alvin Kamara, so You're pretty set. This is just a standard 12-man or PPR?
It's PPR.
Okay, so PPR, yeah, I mean you're looking okay. You only have to start 2 running backs every week.
Yeah, 2 running backs and with the option to flex one.
Okay, and what do you have? 3 strong wide receivers, or who are your wideouts?
I got Dez, Julio, and Mike Evans.
Oh, well then, yeah, so you're only starting 2 running backs anyway. Usually that's going to be Kamara and Hyde with, if Elliott's in there, obviously Elliott was in there. But, yeah, I would do this trade, absolutely.
Okay. All right, that's all I needed. Thanks, you guys. Have a good night.
Thanks.
All right, Lucas, we got another call coming in here, but I want to make sure we got our quorum here. Okay, so Dirty Jobs had to clean up a mess. He should be back now. Oh, we just had the caller leave us. All right, Mike, you there?
Okay. What's our next one here?
All right, I got you covered. Let's see. The next question was from Razattack. Keenum or Cutler this week?
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hey, how you doing? We got you.
What a weirdo. All right, Keenum or Cutler this week for Razattack?
I actually like Cutler this week. I don't love Cutler as a real-life quarterback. I wouldn't want him for my team. But against Tampa this week, I think with Devontae Parker being a couple weeks away from injury, Cutler being a couple weeks away from injury, Stills in good form, Julius Thomas looks like he can catch a 1-yard touchdown pass if he needs to. Yeah. The running game's coming on. They got Landry. I'm going to go Cutler here. I don't love Keenum against the Rams. I think this is the game that Keenum has an off game, and then we see Teddy Bridgewater come in at halftime or the following week.
You think he comes Cutler in this week? Me. All right.
No, I mean, if Keenum's playing bad in the first half, it would not surprise me whatsoever for Teddy Bridgewater to come in. They want to get him back in. He is superior to Case Keenum. Even though I do like what Keenum has done this season, Teddy Bridgewater is a better quarterback.
All right. Well, we got a call. We got to take the call. We always take the calls first. So,
the phones are busy tonight.
Yeah, they're off the hook. Caller, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
What's going on?
I got a bit of a doozy going here. So I'm a Zeke owner, so I'm screwed.
Hey, maybe not. Let's see what we can do.
Got to make it to the championships. Let's just say that.
Okay, let's get you there.
So I'm in second place at 7-3, going against first place at 8-2. So this is what I got. I added Burkhead this week on waivers.
Love that.
And I picked up Macklin free agency this morning.
Okay.
I'm in half-point league, so I'm looking for basically a running back and a flex start. My options are Burkhead, Darkwa, Doug Martin, and Macklin, and Danny Woodhead.
So I don't know how much Danny Woodhead is going to really be used, if at all, this week. Okay, so who was the first running back you said? The first running back you said was a for sure for me.
Burkhead.
Yes, Burkhead. He's a for sure this week for me in a half point. I just really like him. With Hogan still possibly being out, Belichick loves Burkhead. Just absolutely loves him. He lines up in the slot some. They are finding a lot of different packages to use him. He's looked pretty good to me, so I am going to put Burkhead out there. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game between New England and Oakland, and I think that I'm slightly leaning Doug Martin over Darkwa, but I'm pretty sure Mike's going to tell you to play Orleans Darkwa over
I
Martin.
just don't like Darkwa against that Chiefs defense.
I don't either. I like all of the receiving options. Chiefs are pretty decent against the run, but they give up a lot of a lot through the air. So what you're looking at is the Giants being able to move the ball down the field, and then hopefully one of the receivers falls down between the goal line and the 5-yard line, to where it's just that point that any running back is going to get that. So what you'd be hoping is that they're moving the ball enough that he would get that opportunity. I don't see him running any 15 or 10, anything over 10 yards really for a touchdown. I just don't see that happening. So that's kind of what you're gambling on, is that receiver falling close there and them just working the ball down. Doug Martin, we just saw Carolina absolutely trash the Miami defense. Jonathan Stewart looked decent. You saw Christian McCaffrey look great. I think Doug Martin has a pretty decent game here, and he's a good flex play. And I like.
You like Martin over Macklin?
I think so. Macklin, he hasn't shown it to me recently. I loved Macklin at the beginning of the season. That team's kind of had a rocky start. Macklin's been dealing with injuries off and on all season. I'm going to take the guaranteed touches with a running back for this week.
Yeah, I got to agree. I like Doug Martin here over both of those options. Although I do see Jeremy Macklin scoring a touchdown, I also see Doug Martin scoring a touchdown. And I agree. I don't think this is going to be a running game, Kansas City at New York. I think it's going to be more of a air it out type of game. So I'm definitely, unfortunately, leaning Doug Martin. Although, that's tough.
I was big on Martin. I drafted him. Been playing him every week since, and he's been burning me the past couple weeks.
Oh, I know. I'm right there with you. I mean, I was a Dalvin Cook owner, so when he went down, boom, it was time to plug Martin in right away, and that was just perfect. Did great the first couple of weeks, and then now I'm like, oh, can't trade the guy even. I mean, the guy's even untradeable at this point.
Okay. All right, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, thanks, man. Good luck.
Later.
All right, guys. We got a couple quick can I throw in a couple quick start-sit here from the Mixler chat? We got Wilson27. Actually, I guess this isn't a start-sit. He has Brait and Clay at tight end. Would you drop one of those to pick up Greg Olsen in Standard League? And if so, which one?
Brait. I think I haven't liked what I've seen out of Tampa Bay. And I think Clay, I don't think this whole Tyrod Taylor thing's going to last.
The thing about it is, even if it does last, Peterman looked pretty good to me in the preseason, and then what we've seen of him, he's looked pretty good. And one of the tried and true throughout time scenarios that replays itself, quarterbacks look for their safety valves, which are their tight ends. For new quarterbacks, they're looking to that tight end. They're looking for that 5, 10, 15-yard easy route, dump off, quick release to get their confidence up. Coaches are going to be calling those plays just to get the confidence of him up. So going forward here, I like Olsen better than both of them if he's on the field. So it won't really matter because we've already dealt with all the bye weeks. So unless Olsen gets re-injured, then it won't really matter. I do like both Brait and Clay, but for reasons that we already said earlier, I'm going to drop Brait because we don't know how long Wentz is going to be out, and we haven't seen that connection with Fitzpatrick.
All right. We know Greg Olsen's a monster.
Yes,
we hope he comes back healthy.
Like the hide under your bed type of monster. Like that's
come tuck me in, dirty jobs. Andrade asked, pick 3 to start: Ajayi, McCoy, Gurley, Hunt, McKinnon, Martin. I want 3 to start this week: Ajayi, McCoy, Gurley, Hunt, McKinnon, and Martin.
I'm sitting McKinnon and Martin, and it's not even a hesitation for me.
All right.
Say them one more time.
Okay, Standard League, I need 3 out of these 6. Ajayi, McCoy, Gurley, Hunt, McKinnon, and Martin. Standard League.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mike. What he said was right. I agree.
But that's
so.
still,
Did we took 4 then?
yeah,
right?
I need 3. So out of Ajayi, McCoy, Gurley, and Hunt, who are you sitting?
I'm not sitting Ajayi, McCoy, or Gurley.
All right, so
you're going to sit Hunt?
You sit Hunt?
I
No,
would sit Hunt. I would sit Hunt over
sitting
Gurley. I'd sit Hunt over.
I'm sitting
McCoy.
Ajayi. And until I see Ajayi getting 15 plus
7
touches
for
a game,
79 and a touchdown.
yeah, that's great. But I mean,
Denver?
yeah, that's fine. I'm sitting Ajayi. I am 100% sitting Ajayi until I see his usage go up. I'm not okay. I love what he did. 7 touches is not enough for me to sit the top 5 tested running backs. So
I don't think he's going to get 7 touches. I think he'll show you the money. I'd take him over Hunt this week. Are we going to cookie bet, Luke?
I mean, yeah, we can absolutely. I don't know how you're going to sit Kareem Hunt for Ajayi. I just think that's silly. So yeah, start baking me some cookies, baby.
Oswaldo Andrade also wants to know, quick wide receiver question. Standard league, 2 wide receivers. Pick Tyreek Hill, Keenan Allen, Juju, Robert Woods, and Robbie Anderson. So out of those 5, which 2 do you like this week? Standard.
Well, I'm pretty sure Robbie Anderson's on bye.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's going to be Tyreek Hill is going to be a for sure starter for me,
Yeah.
and then the other 2, it was Robert Woods and Keenan Allen. Was there another one in there?
Woods, Allen, and Juju.
I'm going to go Juju. Give me Tyreek and Juju.
Think he's going to score this week?
Juju's just looked good. He's showing the money. So until he stops, Keenan Allen, I just don't like the usage recently. They're not getting it to him in the end zone, and we don't know that Rivers is going to play. That worries me.
Yeah, and it's a standard league, so
you're
you're shooting for a touchdown, guys. So yeah, that's hard to start him.
I can't believe it. I agree. I'm sitting here trying to figure out an argument why I can throw Robert Woods in here, and I'm like, I just can't. Not at Minnesota. Like,
I like Woods. I just think it's going to be, Woods and Juju have both looked good. They've both looked good to me. I just feel in my gut regression coming from Woods this game. I like Woods season long. I love the Rams. I've been a huge Rams advocate since preseason. I called for a huge bounce back, and I didn't expect Robert Woods to be doing this. I think that the love will get spread around a little bit more between the wide receivers. We've kind of seen back and forth this season with the different wide receivers. We saw Sammy Watkins with a huge game against San Francisco. We've seen things happen. Go with Juju. If you want to play Woods over Juju, I wouldn't tell you not to. I don't personally want to play Keenan Allen this week, though.
Yeah, not in the standard league. Sure. All right, caller, we got you on the show. Good evening, caller. What's your name?
My name is Mike.
Hey, Mike, what's going on, bud?
Okay, I'm fighting for playoffs, so I got a quarterback question, a running back question, and a defense question.
Okay, hit us.
Okay, defense, Seattle or Pittsburgh?
Oh boy, I'm leaning Seattle.
Monday night, if that matters.
I've got to lean Seattle here too. I like Pittsburgh, but Tennessee's been scoring.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So we'll go with Seattle. All right. It's a 2-quarterback league. I'm starting Goff. My other quarterbacks options are Fitzpatrick, Joe Flacco, or Hundley. Who would you start?
Fitzpatrick. Miami's defense is trash.
Yeah, I agree.
And Mike Evans is back this week, so all systems go. Fire up Fitzpatrick and take your free 20 points.
Fitzpatrick over Flacco and Hundley. Okay, and last question is, Washington's running back, he just got an IR. They lost, I think, Robert Kelly.
Yep.
So I picked up, what's the guy, Preem?
Samaje
Perine.
Perine, there you go. I picked him up. So who do I start as my flex, him or C.J. Anderson?
Samaje Perine.
I'm going Perine.
Oh, yeah?
A garbage offense, man, against a decent defense. C.J. Anderson, the guy has been getting it done. I mean, they just haven't been giving him the ball. They haven't been giving him the opportunities. So what did he have last week? Like 9-10 carries was it. And that was all in the first half. And then they never handed him the ball again.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, you guys are right. Okay, this is just off the topic. The Seattle C.J. Posey running back, he got injured. So would you guys pick up Mike Davis off the waivers?
I'd pick up McKissick.
Yeah.
McKissick,
yep.
Yeah, J.D. McKissick.
I'm about to look him up right now. All right, guys, I appreciate your help, man. Thank you.
Yeah, good luck, man. Get to them playoffs.
Yeah, I'll call you guys next week.
All right.
Sounds
All right,
good.
bud. Talk to you then.
All right, we do have another call. Let's throw this in the mix here. Just bring those calls on, guys. I love it. All right, caller, good evening. You're on the show.
Hi, how y'all doing tonight?
Hey, how's it going? What's your name, man?
My name's Chris.
Hey, Chris.
All right, so I'm in a 10-person PPR league, and I have a quarterback question.
Okay.
I picked up Tyrod Taylor, and then, of course, Sunday happened. And my question is, do I try to hold him and stream this week and see what the deal is with Peterman, or ditch him? I mean, I have, like, Stafford, Fitzpatrick, Keenum, Cutler on the waivers right now that I could pick up and play. I'm just wondering if I drop someone else just to see how, because Tyrod Taylor's end of season playoffs look juicy to me. So
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. That's why I've been, I was actually telling people to, to pick up Tyrod if you could, if you were someone that was streaming, if you didn't have one of the top guys. He was definitely one of the guys that I liked for streaming. Love McCoy. I just love everything about what they have going on down the stretch. To me, Tyrod's play did not warrant him getting benched randomly like this. It just does not make sense to me. He hasn't looked great, but he didn't look bench-worthy. I know they've lost in kind of dramatic fashion here for a couple of weeks, but I think they need to stick it out with him. But
I agree wholeheartedly with that.
So who are the other quarterbacks that you have available again? Repeat them one more time.
We have Fitz, Keenum, Cutler, Stafford, and I was even thinking about maybe Bortles this week against Cleveland. He might have to throw the ball because of Cleveland's run game or run D.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I'm picking up Stafford, right?
Stafford against Chicago kind of scares me, but man, the fact that Stafford's available on your waiver wires baffles me.
Yeah, he surprised me when I looked today. Oh crap!
He's the $100 million man.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to pick up Stafford.
I mean,
and I'd try to keep Taylor because that playoff schedule is way too tasty.
Yeah,
and like I said, I don't think it sticks. I don't think they keep him on the bench. Why would you want to do that? He's got to be your best quarterback.
I know.
Yeah,
I mean, they got him into playoff contention, and then you bench him and put a rookie in. It doesn't make sense to me. So
yeah, yep, nope, I'm right there with you. It just doesn't. Maybe they're just looking for a spark. Hopefully this guy goes out there and does water trash because I invested a lot into Tyrod Taylor too. So,
and I have one more quick question.
What you got?
Question. I have Bray and Clay, and I'm not sure which one to play. I know Clay didn't look like he was getting too many looks last week, but I think he wasn't as healthy. And with him playing this new quarterback, I think he might dump off to him if he ends up playing.
Yeah, he'll be throwing to him and McCoy. I'm with Clay.
Yep, I'm with Clay.
All right, cool. Thank you, guys. Y'all are awesome.
Yep, thank you, man. Good luck.
All right, thanks. Bye.
All right, guys. So many calls tonight, but it's been great. That's what we love to interact with you guys. But we're going to jump back into the questions here. I think we left off at JSir23. Is that the one, Fitzgerald or Juju at Flex in a PPR league?
That is correct, yes.
All right, we'll take it up from there then.
And it's Juju for me.
It's Fitz for me. Fitz is the man. Keep playing Fitz. I know that they are switching quarterback here, which makes me a little bit nervous. I wouldn't fault you for going Juju, but I'm just not ever sitting Fitzgerald if he's healthy in a PPR. I'm just not doing it.
He just peters out for me in the second half, just kind of disappears, and I just not Stanton, not me. We got 21 questions.
They have Blaine Gabbert. They've switched to Blaine Gabbert. Stanton's not starting anymore.
Oh well, same name. It's both the same guy. I hate Blaine Gabbert was terrible for San Francisco. No, thank you. I'll start the guy that has Ben Roethlisberger throwing to him at home. You got 21 questions. Says start 2. Thielen, Hopkins, Tyreek, or Green. I mean, You're starting Green. You're starting Thielen, right? Wow.
I'm
Green and Tyreek.
Wow.
Because
this is a really tough question.
Right.
I would like to know if this is PPR or standard, because if it's PPR, I'm not starting Tyreek. I like Tyreek in standard quite a bit, but not over these other guys in a PPR format. It's very difficult for me to sit Thielen or Hopkins If it's PPR, I'm going Thielen and Hopkins. Hopkins is the number one wideout on the season, and even though they don't have Deshaun Watson, he's still seen 30 targets in the last 2 weeks and put up a touchdown and 200 yards. So I'm not benching Hopkins. Hopkins is sticking in there.
And you just can't bench A.J. Green. He's the only offensive weapon on that team.
Yeah, I'm going A.J. Green and Hopkins.
Yeah, and I mean, hopefully you can flex Thielen in there because I think he gets some work this week. We got Dilb88. Is Eckler more than a handcuff? Also, any worry about Fournette being on the injury report today? Yeah, Eckler is more than a handcuff. He's getting used. He's getting utilized. To me, he's the best handcuff to own. As a matter of fact, he was featured in our great debate this week, so make sure you take a listen to that. And then for me, Fournette being on the injury report today, I'm just so I did a big trade that involved Leonard Fournette and Tyrod Taylor. So I've been crying in my pillow all day about that.
That's cry-worthy right there. If you were going to cry about anything, I'm sorry for you. But yeah, I like what you said there.
Okay. We got R. Summers. Should I stash Aaron Rodgers for the playoffs? He has Wentz and scared Eagles bench him after they clinch. Sorry, I was going to read the next name going into it.
Scared Eagles bench him after they clinch. I don't think that the Eagles are going to bench Wentz. It just doesn't make sense to me. I would not advocate any team benching, especially when they're a relatively new team. I understand if it's Tom Brady or Peyton Manning or, you have a team that's very comfortable playing with who they are, but this is a relatively new team. So I'm not worried about that. And I'm not even sure that they're going to rush. I don't know that they're even going to rush Rodgers back. If you have an IR spot, I'm not going to tell you not to use your IR for that, but I don't see that scenario playing out.
Yeah. I'm in the same. I just don't see a good timetable for him coming back this year. And it just doesn't seem like Green Bay is going to be in the competitive race to where they're going to need him back. So I'm right there with you. I think you could do better than that. Stash him if you have the IR, but that's it. We got Goater Boater. Would you trade Gurley for McCoy? I would take the McCoy side of that, but I love them both.
I love both of them. They are two of my top three. Le'Veon Bell is the other one that's in there. I'm going to tell you to go with whichever one you want. I am a McCoy advocate. I've been loving on him all year. The Rams have the highest scoring offense. They look great. The defense gets them the ball. I got to go with Gurley just because that offense is better. Game script, I think, is going to work more in his favor. But I love both of them.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I'm a little bit more favorable of McCoy just because, if, say, the quarterback situation does take place, you've got your outlet pass. It's going to be your receiver, or it's going to be your tight end. It's going to be your running back. And then on the other end of that, if he doesn't, the schedule is just so good for the Bills coming up. I mean, they've got New England, Indianapolis twice. I mean, just delicious. It's going to be good.
All right.
We've got Coco Pax. He says pick two running backs. He's got Jordan Howard, Abdullah, Burkhead, and Alex Collins.
It's Burkhead and Howard for me, without knowing anything
here.
else.
Yeah, he says PPR league.
Oh, yeah. Yep,
definitely leaning the same way. We got SMT Coog. What do you make of Keenan Allen rest of season? If I were trying to move him, who are some guys you'd target with higher upside?
Are you asking just to do a wide receiver for a wide receiver trade? Or are you looking to target for another position? It really helps to know these kinds of things. Keenan Allen, I love Keenan Allen as a talent. He's getting a ton of targets. As long as Phillip Rivers is healthy, I have absolutely no issue with him. Trying to switch this over to targets here. Okay, let me see. Keenan Allen currently is 8 on targets for the season. He really hasn't been producing for us recently. They have Buffalo, Dallas, Cleveland, Washington, KC, and the Jets. That's a pretty cake schedule compared to a lot of teams. So I think I think you're trading him at a low point if you were to trade him right now, and I can't think that you would get a better wide receiver than what he is likely to be rest of season. Don't expect a lot from him this game, but going forward, I think that he'll have a pretty decent season. I think he'll come on again.
He's actually listening right now. He said he's looking for a new, different wide receiver. So I don't know if that changes your answers at all.
Wide receiver trades, you're going to have to target somebody who is who is a Keenan Allen fan that believes that he's going to come on strong rest of season. So right
T.Y.
now,
Hilton.
yeah, I mean, you could go after someone like a T.Y. Hilton. If you have time to sit and wait, maybe try to grab trade him for Chris Hogan, because I think when Chris Hogan comes back, he's going to be back to form with what we had seen. Maybe try to get your hands, just kind of looking through here. If someone were sleeping on Baldwin, I think Baldwin's going to go off rest of season, or at least have a pretty decent rest of season. He tends to always come on strong second half. I don't know what it is about that offense, and Russ and everyone just takes, it's like a locomotive, right? They take a little while to get going. Maybe try to get Parker, Sterling Shepard, like both of those guys a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Maybe Emmanuel Sanders.
Good luck with that, but...
What, getting a hold of Sanders?
Getting Sanders for Keenan Allen right now. Although I agree with that being a fair trade, I just don't think that you'll get the Emmanuel Sanders guy to come off for Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's just been looking bad. I mean, looking great as far as numbers go, just not fantasy numbers, not fantasy points. He's getting the targets, he's just not doing much with them. It's only a matter of mathematics, right? But you'd figure this guy would already have 2-3 touchdowns by now.
Yeah, you would think so. It just hasn't been the traditional year for them, and mainly that Keenan Allen's been healthy. Tough to say there, but I think those guys would be good targets if you're just looking to kind of flip your players around and just get a little different look to your lineup.
Would you guys trade him for
I am with
Funchess?
you, though. I think you're undervaluing him right now. You're getting him for way too cheap.
Would you trade him for
What's up, Steve?
Would you trade him for somebody like Funchess with that another injury to the wide receivers there? I mean, he's just looking more and more like the only guy.
Yeah, I would. I think I'd make that trade.
Yeah, that'd be okay. I'd be okay with that. I don't love it. I think Keenan Allen's more talented than Funchess. Greg Olsen is coming back, but I think that's okay. Carolina's looking pretty hot right now.
Right.
So that's a player in an offense that's trending up versus the Chargers that are just
I'm just thinking, you got to look for, if you're trying to get rid of them, especially in a standard, you're looking for somebody who you could get 2 touchdowns or at least a touchdown a week from. That's where you get your points. So you might have to sell a little weird to get somebody. I was thinking Marvin Jones maybe, especially after a down week. Like somebody might sell that. He's got high upside, but he can also give you those down weeks. Yeah,
Marvin Jones, he was pretty frustrating for me last week. I lost by 5 points because McCaffrey went off, and I had Marvin Jones in, and that hurt me pretty good. Him and McCoy both let me down a little bit. So
yeah,
oh, wait a minute,
a lot of it.
Wait a minute, I got to find the sound effect. We have a trade review. Hang on, where's the sound effect? I think it was that one. Yeah, it was the GM line.
There it is.
The GM line. We had a trade go through here. Oswaldo Andrade, my Drake and Derrick Henry for AJ Green. Do we think he won this trade?
Oh yeah, by a bunch. Although I don't like getting rid of running backs.
Yeah, we like that trade. You
got AJ Green. I mean, that's lovely to me. I like it.
Somebody else asked
earlier.
Henry. Wilson asked earlier. He has AJ Green. Was thinking about trading him away. First of all, is that a good idea? And if he does, what kind of value can you get for him? Or is that the kind of guy that you just don't trade away? Because he did just trade for him. So
I wouldn't trade away. I wouldn't trade him away. He's the only guy on that offense to me. He's the only guy that's productive on that offense.
Yeah.
He grabs the ball. He gets the ball. He's a ball hog. Yeah, no, you don't get rid of AJ Green.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not trading AJ Green unless you're getting one of the elite running backs, and you are just deep at wide receiver and hurting for running backs.
Okay. Oswaldo Andrade just said he has Hunt, Bell, and Gordon as his running backs, so that's why he was comfortable giving up Drake and Henry for A.J. Green. That team sounds stacked to the max. Let's get back to these.
Enjoy your trophy.
Yeah, right. We got Sauce Dough House? Sauce Dough House?
Sauce Dough House.
Okay.
Says, should I play Charles Clay or stream another tight end? I've been frustrated with Jordan Reed all season. Hooper is available.
Go with Clay.
Yeah, I think I go with Clay here too.
Hooper, he's going to have three. He's going to have 3 good games this season. Good luck figuring out which 3 those are. Clay's going to be more of a consistent earner for you. Generally, with the tight end position, if you play it like I do, you're looking for someone that has a relatively high floor. You just want someone that you can count to get your 6 to 8 points in a standard and just move on. If you got lucky and ended up with Ertz or one of these other guys that's, that you can treat more like a wide receiver, like an Ingram or an Ertz or, Kelsey and Gronk, there's guys that we expected to do it. But yeah, go ahead and play Clay. Have your high floor. Hooper, I don't really think Hooper has a higher ceiling than what Clay does, but I think that he has a lot lower floor.
Okay. We got Kneeling 89 says Lee Martin or Morris Flex Standard. I'm going Lee here.
I'm going Martin.
Boo.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta go with the running back on it's a decent offense. They haven't looked great recently, but they're eventually going to click. Mike Evans is back. He's going to be upset, a little frustrated. He's going to come out. They're going to have to put some coverage on him to contain him. And we've seen Miami just get trashed. We saw them get trashed by Alex Collins in the Baltimore Ravens. We saw them get trashed by Carolina. Tampa Bay's next in line. Let them do it.
I don't know. I think they're going to be force-feeding Marquise Lee the ball. They can't run against Cleveland, so you got to throw against Cleveland and Fournette. Fournette. Come on. Come back, Fournette. We got Raz Attack. He says, who would you flex, Burkhead or Corey Davis? So to me, I'm with you on the running back here. You're going to say Burkhead. I'm also going to say Burkhead.
Yeah, I just like Burkhead. He's looked good. Since he's come back, he's looked good to me.
He has.
It's a usage issue a little bit. It's the revolver there.
It's the Patriots. It's the Patriots backfield you're dealing with. So tread carefully. But Corey Davis is up against the Steelers. That's no fun either.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily scare me though. They are playing Thursday night. I never like counting on those games. Just never. Game scripts just never quite go the way that I think they're going to on Thursday. Not that you can ever really plan game scripts, but I just feel like they always, however I plan for them to go, it goes the opposite direction. So I'd rather take my running back on Sunday.
Okay. So we got Adam Swifty says, what to do with Eckler last week to buy low?
Well, I mean,
buy him low then. I don't think you're buying him low. I think you could probably grab him off waivers in most cases. Hopefully you picked him up off of waivers and you got him today.
I assume that you probably were able to get him if he's the guy that you wanted. There was guys that were more highly touted with Jamal Williams, Rex Burkhead, Samaje P. Ryan. There's several running backs, and then there's some quarterbacks that are on bye, and with Tyrod. I'm assuming that you were able to get him if you put in a waiver claim for him. So stash him on your bench. He's not someone that I'm rushing out to play. He had a good game last week, but again, we don't have Rivers. Melvin Gordon's still there. They have like 50 wide receivers that are pretty good. So he's a guy that I'm more like going forward in the future, and I'm not sure that I don't really think he's going to be a usable guy this season. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, no, I'm right on board with that whole thing. We got JR9. He says, thoughts on Coleman, Booker, and Corey Clement rest of season. Trade deadline already passed. I like Coleman's outlook. I think he's got a good outlook with Freeman being concussed. That's his second concussion of the year, so Coleman's value just skyrocketed. Booker, he's getting involved on that offense, although a little bit less like it because it's the Broncos, and man, they're just terrible. And Corey Clement, I think you see him take a pretty big seat on the back burner there because you got J.H.I. and LeGarrette Blount right ahead of you.
And Smallwood's still there, Right,
somehow Smallwood's still there. Yeah, Clement, I'm not excited about. Booker and Coleman, I like a little bit more in the sliding scale upwards with Coleman at the top.
Yeah, Tevin Coleman's been your reliable back-end RB2. He's obviously more valuable with Freeman being out, so he's really the only guy that's even worth thinking about playing unless you're in a deeper league.
Okay, we got Gono Pagono. He says who to start at quarterback: Mariota, Rivers, Cutler, Bortles, Fitzpatrick, or Eli. And for me, it's Eli. I really like Eli this week.
I can get on board with that. We don't know that Rivers is playing, so for me, it's going to be Eli. Probably. These guys are all really close. Mariota, Cutler, Fitzpatrick, and Eli are all pretty close to me, or for me, rather. I do like Eli this week. I think it's going to go Eli, Fitzpatrick, Mariota, and then Cutler is how I'm going to rank those.
See, and I put Fitzpatrick below Cutler, but that's same exact thing for me. So
yeah, I don't dislike Fitzpatrick. 2 years ago, we saw him as a top 6 QB when he was with the Jets, and then Brandon Marshall fell off, which I think had a lot to do with it. But Fitzpatrick is okay. Like he's not bad, and that Miami defense is terrible.
Yeah, fair enough. He also asks between Kupp, Marvin Jones, and Devontae Parker, who does he sit? And it's a PPR.
Probably Kupp. I think I'm going to sit Kupp against Minnesota.
Yep, that's where I was at, too. I think I'm sitting Kupp against that defense. Marvin Jones had a bad week, but he's not going to have a lot of bad weeks. They need to use him to win. And then, I'm on to the next one with Militron 18. And I think I'm going Coleman over Williams. What do you think? Yeah, I agree. Coleman definitely over Williams. He's just Freeman's out. Start Coleman. We also had Cooled. He says, who would you pick, Alex Collins or Corey Clement?
Alex Collins all day. Alex Collins is like, if they would just give him, if he was given the ball 20 times a game for the Ravens, he would be an RB1 this season with all the way the injuries are going and all that. He would be an RB1.
Yep, I agree. Got the Night King 1. He says, can we drop Zeke now since he won't come till week 16? If you're not playing in week 16 in the championship, I would try to trade him to somebody who at least has the expectation. If the trade deadline has passed, I think he's droppable.
Yep, I think he's droppable also.
Yep, I mean, it's firm. He's out. 5 more games. So we got a phone call.
Yes, we do. Adding the caller to the show.
Howdy, caller. What's your name?
Trying to. Hang on. They're not on there yet.
Oh,
I got a couple.
I thought I'd be sneaky.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I got a couple. You should be in. Caller, you there? Nope, I guess not. Okay, try back. Try to call us back, buddy. I got a couple questions from the mixer we can hit real quick while we wait for that guy to call back, or guy or gal.
Sure.
Actually, they're on now.
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on? What's your name, bud?
My name's Taylor from South Carolina.
Hey, Taylor.
I got 2 quick start questions, and shit, it's not with my cat. Sorry. So I need. I got Mariota. Am I playing Mariota this week, or this Thursday, or am I playing Keenum later this weekend?
Mariota for me.
Same here.
It's just a tough matchup. It's going to be cold. You got to think about it. These guys are human too, right? It's going to be cold. They're playing an LA Rams defense that is stout, and they like to blitz. And although Case Keenum is good, with a lot of pressure in his face, and he gets rocked a couple of times in the cold, he's going to make some mistakes. So for me, it's Mariota.
Okay. I was worried about his health because I I mean, I played him that one league where he put up like 8 points before he got pulled for the game because he tweaked his ankle, and I'm just worried that something like that's going to happen again.
Anything can happen, right?
Yeah.
You can't really bet on injuries taking place.
Yeah, well, with the short week and like with him tweaking his ankle and having the sore shoulder and everything like that, I know they haven't put him on the injury report, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, you have to live with your decision. So you have to go with your gut. If it were my team, I'm playing Mariota. I'm going to watch the injury report tomorrow and just kind of follow up on it. If it is leaning, kind of, you're just not getting an easy feel for it, then don't start him. But I would probably go and look and see if Fitzpatrick was on free agency. I'd rather play Fitzpatrick over Keenum. I'd probably even rather play Cutler over Keenum this week. Now that's just my preference, and and you can just take the information and decipher it the best that you can, and like we said, at the end of the day, it is your team.
All right. And one last question: Denver or the Rams defense?
Mike, what do you think?
I think I actually like Denver. Denver at home against Cincinnati. I think Andy Dalton gets rocked and throttled quite a bit. I like the Denver defense this week.
Okay, let's go Denver.
Hey,
all right. I appreciate you.
Caller, are you?
Yes, thank you, man.
Are you Trilly 843 on the Mixler?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna skip those questions from you then. All right. Thank you for calling in, buddy. All right, man.
All right, appreciate it. Take it easy.
All right, we're going to do a couple Mixer questions here real quick. I've got so many that I have to catch up on. Razatek, I have Brait, but I see Ben Watson and Mercedes Lewis on the waiver. Are they a better option this week? So you got Watson or Lewis over Brait this week. What do you think?
Mike, what do you think here, bud?
Watson, Lewis over Brait?
Yeah.
No, I'd actually play Brait.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, I like Watson. I kind of like Watson. I'm not huge on him, though.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'm going Watson if it's me.
I might take a very close look at the team defenses against the tight end and just use that metric to kind of help out on this one because none of these stand out to me. Mercedes Lewis is probably the one I'd stay away from the most. But then again, He's the guy that could score like 2 touchdowns this week. He's that wild card guy.
Yeah, he is really, all or nothing, right? We saw what he did in London, putting up 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So he can do it. He's not by any means an elite talent. But, like I said, with tight ends, I personally play it to where I'm looking for that, that 6 to 8 point floor, who has a good shot at a touchdown. And I think Watson's that guy that has a good shot at a touchdown. But then again, maybe Brait gets back involved in the game and goes off like he has in the past.
All right. Let's see. We had a couple. Okay, we did that question. D-Unit 0811, Goff or Ryan this week? And then he's got some running backs. So it's a 3-part question. So let's hit it. Goff or Ryan this week?
Goff's the hot hand, so I'm going Goff.
Same.
All right. Then he's got Collins, Lynch, Mixon, or Crowell. I need 2 running backs. Collins, Lynch, Mixon, and Crowell.
Mixon and Lynch for me.
Mixon and Lynch for me, too.
All right, Mixon and Lynch. Last one, Chiefs, Saints, or Seattle defense?
Seattle. That's a long trip for Atlanta to take.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's hard to play there.
Mm-hmm.
Monday night, prime time.
All right.
Seattle shuts it down.
Okay. You guys liking the Chargers defense at all this week? I'm kind of liking them this week as a streamer.
No, just because for me it's because if Phillip Rivers is out, we just don't know what that offense is going to do. And if the Chargers defense is on the field a lot, even a good defense gets worn out. So for me, I would stay away from them, but they do have some talent on that team. So
they could face in the Bills with a questionable quarterback. So I'm actually streaming Chargers in a few leagues.
Okay. All right. Nick Miller had a question. Tom, Jarrett, Kirk this week. I don't know if that means Tom Savage or Tom Brady, but I
assume it's Tom Savage, right?
I think so. Yeah, I would think so.
Anyone that's asking, you're playing Brady if you have him.
So it's Savage, Goff, or Cousins, basically.
Goff.
Maybe Cousins
at New Orleans.
it's at New Orleans, so it's in the Dome. I mean, I know New Orleans has looked
ridiculously tough on defense.
He says Tom Brady, actually. So it's Tom Brady, Jared Goff, or Kirk Cousins this week.
Tom Brady. It's not even a question. Yeah. Tom Brady for sure. Against Oakland, Oakland's defense they're just going to get picked apart. So enjoy Tom Brady and a bunch of points.
Yeah, you have to change the name to Smokeland. Smokeland. That was horrible.
Smokeland, yeah.
Let's see. I think we got those. We did the trade. Trade advice. I was offered. This is Nick Miller. I don't know if we talked about this one. He wants Brown and he offered Chris Thompson and Kirk Cousins. The owner is a Skins fan. Is this a fair trade? I think if you can get it, it's fair. Whether or not it gets vetoed is another story. But what do you think? Antonio Brown for Chris Thompson and Kirk Cousins?
I mean, I'm absolutely doing this if I'm receiving Antonio Brown.
Yeah,
but is it fair? Would you veto it if this happened in your league?
I only veto collusion.
Yeah,
and it doesn't sound like collusion to me. That sounds like a trade. I would rather be on the Antonio Brown side of it.
Yeah, it sounds like a fair trade. All right. SMT Cug, I'm a Zeke owner. Would you grab Pirine and drop Rod Smith?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if you still have Pirine available, get him.
All right. Okay, here you go. Wilson27 trying to be funny. If Little Red Fournette is out, who do you pick up, Yeldon or Ivory?
Little Red Fournette.
I'm going to have that song in my head all night now. Thanks.
Right. Little Red Fournette.
It's Ivory for me.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, we saw when he was out that week, it was Ivory, pretty much.
Yep, he tore it up.
Okay.
A lot of people were saying Yeldon, but Dirty Jobs wasn't. Dirty Jobs said, "You start your Chris Ivories."
All right, I got a couple from Mr. Mooser 23, Robert Woods, Juju, or Marquise Lee at wide receiver, half point PPR. Just traded Hopkins for Fournette. So he's got Robert Woods, Juju, or Marquise Lee at wide receiver and half point.
Lee. And I'm sorry, I just got Fournette too.
I'm looking Juju, Woods, then Lee, if it's my team. So good luck. We do not have a consensus here. Mike, who would you play?
Like I said, it'd be Lee, then Juju for me.
All right. So Juju.
I just like Marquise Lee getting force-fed the ball.
Okay. All right, we do have a call real quick. Let's add this caller.
Excellent.
Good evening, caller. What's your name?
Hey, my name is Nelly.
Hey, what's going on, Nelly?
Hey, how you doing?
Big fan, man. Big fan.
I have a question.
All right, hit us.
Hello? Can you...
Yeah.
All right.
Go for it.
All right. Yeah. I had made a trade in my league, and I wanted to know what you guys thought.
Okay.
And I got an offer for Matt Forte. It was for my Steelers defense.
Okay. What other?
You think that was a good trade? Because Prophet Hoos was hating on me last week on the show, so I had to call him out.
Okay. Well, what other? What defenses do you have? I mean, in general, I would say, that's a pretty good trade. When Forte's healthy, he's doing work for you. So,
and you're getting a running back for a defense. So, hands down.
Yeah, but then right after that trade, Matt Forte's knee swelled up on his surgical knee, so it looks like I might have lost out. I don't know what's coming for Forte in the next couple of weeks, especially with the playoffs coming. Kind of shook behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I like that team, though. They've been surprisingly good this season. Josh McCown has been serviceable. Robbie Anderson, Kurz, they've looked pretty good. Austin Seferian-Jenkins has been quietly a killer.
It really doesn't matter what back they plug in there; they're successful. They do good. Like if it's Bilal Powell, they're doing good. Any running back on that team does good. So when Forte comes back, he should do great. I'm with you. I hope he does good. To me, you can stream defenses all day, every day of the week. You know what a good try, like, do you have Baltimore defense available by chance? Because they've got a really good playoff schedule.
Yeah, they're probably not going to be available. What defenses, who are you using this week?
Well, right. I mean, I had the Jags defense, so I'm probably going to start them.
You have
forever. But
Steelers, your backup defense for a running back like Forte? No.
And who said you shouldn't have gotten rid of the Steelers?
Oh no, it was Seattle. It was Seattle's defense. That's the Steelers.
Okay. Well, yeah, no. If you have the Jags, it doesn't matter what other defense that you have. You're looking pretty good, especially if you're getting a.
I was just more concerned about the Forte's knee and stuff because I'm like, it was more of the question. I was just calling because I wanted to make fun of Prophet Hoos for calling me out last week, so I had to call in and say it. But what about Tyrod Taylor? What about Tyrod Taylor going forward? I mean, I had Matt Stafford. I have Matt Stafford as my QB, and I kind of like match it, like doing the matchup play with him because I know when tough defenses go against Matthew Stafford, I get nervous. So I was holding out to Tyrod Taylor until the news broke out today, but I still like his playoff matchup. So I'm like, do I just drop him? Do I hold for a week, see if the backup gets benched again? And I don't know what to do.
Yeah, you got to hold on to him. That playoff schedule's way too good, and the news could break on next Monday that Tyrod Taylor's again the starting quarterback, and then you're going to be fighting for this guy on waivers. So, to me, hold on, exactly. Take a look, start Matty Stafford this week, and you should be in good shape.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, and we'll give Hoos a hard time for you.
Oh, he's not on the air today?
No, he's not on today.
I missed out on it. Damn it. All right.
We'll get him for you, though, I promise.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yep, thank you, man. Take care. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
All right, got a couple more questions here. The Wrath of Doom wants to know, who should I start considering the matchups? PPR for tight end. Austin Hooper, Jimmy Graham, or Kyle Rudolph?
Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham, right?
Yeah, that offense Graham. Is hot.
Okay.
Yep, and that Atlanta defense has been letting points go.
Yeah, they have. We do have another caller. We'll put him on the air. Good evening, caller. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Francis. I'm from Guam. Unfortunately, I have a quarterback situation. I used to own Watson and Aaron Rodgers are all out, and I had Josh McCown, and now he's on a bye. But I have Eli Manning, Fitzgerald, and Cutler on the waiver wires. Who do you think I should go with?
Did you say you're from Guam?
Yes, sir. I called you last week.
Whoa.
You helped me out.
That is awesome. For me, it's Eli Manning this week. I like Eli Manning a lot at home against the Chiefs. Chiefs are good against the run, but they're pretty bad against the pass. He's got weapons there now that he's starting to feel comfortable with. I'm starting Eli out of that mix.
Yeah, I'm okay with Eli there as well. It'd be between Eli and Fitzpatrick for me. But it wouldn't surprise me if you told me right now that Cutler ended up having the best week out of those next week, it really wouldn't surprise me. I kind of have them all grouped around the same. But Eli is the one that I would want to take the shot with. But Fitzpatrick is a close second given that he has Evans, Brait, Deshaun Jackson, a strong run game, and they're playing a weak defense. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Eli, but Fitzpatrick is a close second for me.
Okay, guys. Thanks, man. Eli Manning it is.
All right. Well, good luck, man. You stay warm over there.
Call you next week. Okay.
See ya.
All right, guys. Great call. Great calls tonight. All great calls. We got another little. Remember the question we had with Lee and Juju and Woods, and you guys said Lee and Juju were kind of the toss-up. Woods was the third man out. Yeah. So I've been talking with this guy online here, and Mr. Mooster23, and he has Antonio Brown and Big Ben going. So that's why he was concerned about going a little heavy on the Steelers. Does that change your mind at all?
Yes.
Yeah. I would go ahead and I'll concede this one to Chris. Go ahead and play Lee, and that way you don't have all your eggs in one basket in the Thursday night game. Even though I think that you'd probably be okay, but go ahead and play Lee.
Diversify a little bit. Okay. All right. There's a few more. Also, here he goes. Same guy, Mr. Musser. Should I drop Burkhead and pick up Rod Smith in half-point PPR in light of the Zeke suspension? I'm thinking no. Stay with Burkhead, right?
No. Stay with Burkhead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you have someone else, like I'm not against you going and picking up Rod Smith, but no, Burkhead.
Okay. All right.
I am against you going out and picking up Rod Smith.
All right, Jerry for president, standard non-PPR. which means the same thing. Who should I flex this week? Juju, Demaryius Thomas, Corey Davis.
Juju for me.
Juju for me, unless you own Antonio Brown.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Flex spot, Tevin Coleman or Crabtree for this week?
Coleman.
Ooh, I'm going Crabtree. It's going to be a shootout, man. New England and Oakland.
I like Crabtree a lot.
And he's
this week,
Mr. Reliable. So I am going. I'm just not convinced that Atlanta's going to move the ball. I know Sherman is out, so maybe they are able to get something going a little bit more. But yeah, I'm still going Crabtree.
Okay, and this guy asks, who would you start in 2 spots, Cooper or Juju Smith, Schuster or Parker? So pick 2 out of Amari Cooper, Juju, and Parker.
Cooper and Parker for me.
Yep, same here.
Okay, all right, cool. Got another caller. Let's throw him on. Good evening, caller.
Excellent.
What's your name?
Hey, it's Nicholas again. How's it going?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Nicholas.
See, you brought up earlier in the show about the Ravens defense, and I checked out their schedule, and it's looking pretty juicy, really juicy.
Absolutely.
And let's see, I got 3 quarterbacks, as you know. I got like Tom Brady, Jared Goff, and Kirk Cousins. Would it be fine if I just dropped like one of those for a stash away defense for the playoffs?
Well, you can only play one quarterback a week, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm dropping Cousins. Look at his schedule rest of season. To me, that's what scares me about Cousins. I don't drop Cousins unless I own Tom Brady and Jared Goff in my pocket. But that's the guy who I drop in that instance.
All right. Well, hey, thanks. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
problem.
Call back again if you have another question, Nick.
Good luck,
Thanks.
buddy.
You too. Bye.
Oh, sorry.
People
I
loving us on them phones.
let me just make sure I'm caught up in the Bearcoots 1. Thoughts on Julio Jones this week? Is he still a start? Hell yeah, he's still a start, right?
Yeah, Sherman's out, so yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Julio's always a start. That's like sacrilegious in fantasy football.
I know he's been frustrating. I get it. Like, I'm there with you guys. Julio's been frustrating, but it's as soon as you bench him, he's putting up 50. We saw that with Amari Cooper.
Yep,
absolutely.
With him, there's people cutting him, and they cut him, and then saw him go off for 40 points, and I laughed because I played him that week, and I was like, nope, wasn't doing that.
One of 5 people in America that played him that week.
Yeah. I can screenshot it if you want.
I saw it. You screenshotted it. You proved it that night.
All right, Dirty Jobs, hop back in the question list there with money, and I'm going to collect a few more from over here, and let's do it. Let's finish off strong.
Okay, we got money. Says he has the Saints and the Patriots defense. Which one would you keep rest of season? He was thinking about dropping one for Danny Woodhead. For me, it's the Patriots. Easy.
Drop the Patriots.
Yep, and for Danny Woodhead, all day. We got Slipterberg. He says, is Martin for Olsen a crazy trade? I have Clay, but not much faith with the quarterback change. To me, Martin for Olsen isn't a crazy trade. I think I like that trade because you're getting good value for Doug Martin there, where he's got a cloudier future to me than even Clay. If you can flex tight ends, I like this even more.
Yeah, I'm fine with this trade, especially if you're strong at running back.
Yeah, absolutely. Lefty 007, he says, should I start Coleman or Westbrook in my flex this weekend? Full point PPR. As far as I know, I don't know that they've even activated Westbrook yet.
I think he's supposed to make his debut this week, but Mike, what do we say?
Yeah, show me the money, buddy.
Show me the money. I'm okay with taking that first pitch. Make him go off for one on your bench. We like Coleman this week.
There you go. We got Ricker. He says start one for flex standard. Peterson, Crowell, Darkwa, or Smith. Ouch. I think I've got to go Adrian Peterson here, but I don't like it.
I am going Peterson here as well, purely based on talent. And yes, yep.
Okay.
I'm looking at that, and that's what I'm going. I agree.
And then he says start 2 in a full PPR. Baldwin, Crabtree, McKinnon, Drake, Thielen, or Parker?
Baldwin and Crabtree for me.
Yep, that was the first two names that came out were the first two that I wanted to. We got Sleeper Nation. Steeler defense versus the Titans or Eagles defense versus the Cowboys. I think I take the Steelers defense. I think the Eagles defense lets up points. I still think they win this week, but...
Yeah, this is going to be a tough matchup. I'm a Cowboys fan, and I just have this sick feeling in my stomach that the Eagles are just going to embarrass us.
Oh, yeah, no, I forget Ezekiel Elliott's suspended for some reason right there. So, no, Eagles defense for me all day. They look terrible without him.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I can't believe I'm going to utter the words, but I think you go Eagles here.
I was waiting to see if you got struck by lightning or anything like that.
Oh my God. I feel like I just did by saying that, but Eagles
defense.
They've just been good this season. That whole team's just been good.
Yeah, that's a Super Bowl contender right there. We got Q Parquette. He says trade Nelson Aguilar for Nathan Peterman or trade Aguilar and Eckler for Peterman and Darkwa. PPR. I think I like Aguilar myself. Aguilar and Eckler. I think I'd rather keep both of those guys than go for Peterman or Darkwa.
I mean, we just don't know what's going on with Buffalo yet, so I'm not – if you can pick Peterman off of free agency, then do that, but I'm not trading for him without seeing what's going on. I mean, I have picked him up in one of my leagues just to bench him and wait and see, but I'm not giving up value for him. I mean,
you can't, can you? I mean, like, to me, this is going to be a temporary thing.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. He has looked okay. I mean, there is the off chance that that this could be their guy. It just seems too strange to me. The calculus doesn't make sense.
Right. You're in playoff contention.
Yeah, Aguilar is going to be up and down. I'm assuming that he's just a guy taking up a spot on your bench. So if he's just a guy that you're never going to use that's on your bench and you want to sit there and have Peterman, I mean, I guess you could. I just don't really see the logic behind it. I would, if you need a quarterback, go move some pieces around and trade for something better.
Okay. We got 12th Man 2012. He says, what are your thoughts on Seattle D rest the season without Sherman? Ditch him and stream? Lions are available on waivers right now.
I'm pick up the Detroit Lions
right now.
They're top 3 defense. Yes, I can't believe that they're available anywhere. Go pick them up immediately.
They're not in any of my leagues. I promise you that.
No, absolutely not. Yes, go pick them up. If you have an 8 through 12 waiver priority, blow it on that.
Let me just tell you, we have at Chicago versus Minnesota. That's a tough one. At Baltimore, at Tampa Bay versus Chicago, at Cincinnati versus Green Bay. Come on, get the Lions, dude. Get them now. I hope you're listening, and I hope you're grabbing these people while we're talking.
Absolutely.
Okay, we've got Sleeper Nation again. He says full PPR, Sterling Shepard or Tyreek Hill.
Ooh, oh my gosh, that is tough.
That is tough. I think I like Sterling Shepard here. Just a hair.
Both of them.
I think Sterling Shepard scores, and that's what separates him and Tyreek Hill.
I think they both score, but I think that Sterling Shepard catches more, and in a PPR, he's going to have those extra points. So that's the difference for me is more catches.
Okay. Well, we're both on him for different reasons.
But we're both on, and that's what matters.
That's what matters. We got Prince of Philly. He says, Seahawks or Pittsburgh defense. We've been getting a lot of questions tonight about that Pittsburgh defense, and I'm going to say it again, Seahawks.
Yeah, I can get down with it.
Yeah, Seahawks, Atlanta. Yeah, give it to me. Monday Night Football. We got Dunny FH. He says, quarterback this week and rest of season. Eli, Keenum, Cutler. Half PPR. Oh, that's just the continuation of the question. To me, it's got to be Keenum. I like that offense the best.
I'm not sure that Keenum's even going to have the job rest of season. Teddy Bridgewater is now active. Gosh, I don't really like any of these rest of season.
I don't either. I like Eli this week over all of them, but I like Keenum rest of season if I have to. To me, Keenum's got him 7-2. I mean, keep that guy going. You want to keep that ball rolling.
If Okay, so let me just put it this way. If I knew for sure that Keenum was going to be the guy rest of season, that he wasn't going to lose his job to Bridgewater, it would be Keenum. But if not, I think who has the easier – hold on, let me check easier schedule here. That's really what I need to see.
Who are you looking for?
I'm looking for the rest of the season schedule for the Giants. Okay, so they have KC, Washington, Oakland, Dallas, Philly, Arizona. So probably Eli rest of season for me. They have a pretty easy schedule. They have Sterling Shepard back. They've established some of a run game. I think this might have been a wake up call for them losing to San Francisco. If Keenan's able to stay that guy, then I'm going Keenum. But I'm just a little nervous about him getting benched.
But we're both on board. It's not Jay Cutler.
Right. It's not Jay Cutler.
His next question is, half PPR. He needs a wide receiver and a flex. He's got Clay, Rex, Corey Davis, Amir Abdullah, Woods, and Marvin Jones.
So for me, it's going to be Rex and Woods. Marvin Jones is in my doghouse right now.
Yeah, I can't help but agree with that. Although, I don't know, Marvin Jones probably will go off again this week, so I'm actually more in on Marvin Jones. I like him a lot better.
Okay. That's fair.
But I'm with you on Burkhead. I think, let me just do some double checking here.
No, I got a couple.
Captain Kurt.
Yeah, you got one, and I got a couple more after this.
Okay, is Michael Thomas still an auto start rest of season? I mean, that's what you picked him up for. You got to play that crapshoot gamble with New Orleans. I say yes, you have to start him.
Absolutely, yeah.
Alrighty. Got Wrath of Doom over here. Let's see. He's got McKinnon in his lineup this week. You guys confident about a bounce-back game for him this week?
It's a tough game. Tough game for them. No,
I think he'll be good.
I'm not confident. No, I'm not confident in it because Latavius, he's splitting touches with Murray. It's a tough defense. It wouldn't surprise me if he has a decent game, but I'm not confident that he's going to.
All right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Same guy asks, in the flex, Freeman or Crabtree, based on matchup, who will be better for PPR? If he's talking about Devonta Freeman, he might not even play. So
he's officially out this week.
Is he officially out? Okay.
He's not playing. Yeah, he was officially out as of Monday because of this concussion.
I think this was the same guy that asked about... Yeah, he had Tevin Coleman or Crabtree, and we took Crabtree. So I'd say we take Crabtree in this. Is there any other Freeman that I'm missing that could be in a flex spot?
Morgan? In a Planet Earth narrator league, maybe. But yeah, no, I think I'm pretty heavy on Crabtree this week.
All right. B. Alvarez dropped Charles Clay to pick up ASJ for backup tight end to Evan Ingram.
No.
Keep Clay and Ingram? Okay. All righty.
Keep Clay.
Keep Clay and Ingram. Okay. Hoodie Woolbird. Full point PPR, buy replacement, Pirine or Riddick this week?
Mike, do you want to take that first?
Yeah,
that's a tough one, huh?
Give me Pirine. Yeah, give me Riddick. Actually, give me Riddick. He's been productive. He's been actually being used. Yeah, I gotta go with it. Even though I don't like Chicago, I think I do like Riddick. Give me Riddick. Ugh, that's tough though.
Yeah, I'm going Pirine.
I just don't like Saints. The Saints are tough.
Yeah, I mean, they are, but, Rob Kelly's out.
Yeah, he has opportunity. You got to give him that. He's got the opportunity.
He has the opportunity there.
Whether or not he does anything with it, I don't know. I'm not sure. I might go Riddick on this one. I'll break the tie. I'm gonna look at it a little bit more closely, but that's a good question. Right now on the spot, I would say Riddick, I think. All right, Busy Howie says, Inman have any value this week as a flex over Rawls or Buck Allen in a standard league?
I like Buck Allen this week a lot. I don't think Danny Woodhead starts getting that involved. The Packers are just terrible because they don't have Aaron Rodgers. So, yeah, I'm all in on Buck Allen this week.
All right, so let's say in a flex, you have these three guys. Who are you starting in a standard in a flex? Buck Allen, Rawls, or Inman?
Buck Allen.
Buck Allen.
Alrighty. Let's see. Talked about that. We got a trade opportunity here. Okay, trade opportunity. Mr. Moose Mr. Mooser 23. He just traded away Hopkins for Fournette. Now he's trading out Robert Woods and Evan Ingram. He's going to get Stephon Diggs and Kyle Rudolph. Do you like it?
Woo! Love it.
Yep, love that.
You want to get the Diggs and Rudolph side?
I want to get Diggs. I'm not as excited about Rudolph, and I kind of hate losing Ingram. But Rudolph is great. He's serviceable. You're looking at, 5 decent tight ends this year, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And Kyle Rudolph's one of those guys, so you're good. And then you got Diggs. To me, that's the massive part of the deal. God, that guy is a monster.
All right.
Yeah.
Great. And then, let's see, just wrapping it up. Raz Attack has Baldwin slotted in, but he has Parker, Lee, and Davis. You guys, Burkhead for my flex. So... Oh, he said Burkhead for the flex. So over the other 3 wide receivers. Oh, I'm so sorry. This guy can't type. So out of the other 3 wide receivers, who would you go with? So he's got Baldwin going, Burkhead in the flex. He needs another wide receiver. So it's Parker, Lee, or Davis.
Lee.
Parker for me. Parker against Tampa.
Parker against Tampa. Yeah, I got to lean that way, too. He
so
has potential to just go ham bananas this weekend.
Ham bananas. All right, so Baldwin, Parker, and Burkhead in the flex. And then finally, Nicholas Miller just picked up the Ravens defense. Thanks. Bengals defense or Ravens defense this week?
Ravens.
Ravens, but Ravens, but I do like the Bengals defense this week.
Yeah, against Denver. I have a feeling Denver lights them up, though. They're just due. And then everybody will be talking about how good the Broncos are and how they've got it figured out, and then they'll just do miserable for the rest of the year.
Yeah, if there's one thing you can count on with the Broncos, it's misery, right?
Oh, God. I've been a Broncos fan since the early 80s. So, yeah, Joe Montana, I've still got my middle finger up for you, buddy.
I think this one might be a troll question. Nicholas Miller says, thoughts on Josh Gordon, stash potential?
Yes, grab him. If you're going to grab him, now's the time.
If you haven't, already. Yeah.
The hype is going to be up around him. Here in about a week, he's eligible to play in 12 days. He's worth a stash. I mean, it depends on who you're dropping to stash him. If you have the stash spot, I always like to keep 1 or 2 of those open on my bench, and that's the perfect guy for it. Him, Greg Olsen, people like that, Danny Woodhead.
Yeah, but Greg Olsen is off IR. Danny Woodhead's coming off IR. Here's what I want to ask: Josh Gordon or David Johnson? Which one are you stashing? Which one or Aaron Rodgers? Those are 3 guys that could come back and have big impact on the team.
Gordon.
David Johnson for me.
See, and I don't think David Johnson comes back this year.
He's talking about wanting to come back. We just have no clue if Josh Gordon what they're going to allow him to do. David Johnson, I mean, if he comes back, he will. If you're able to play him in the playoffs, he will win you the playoffs. Josh Gordon, it's Josh Gordon. We have no clue, even if he comes back, what he's going to look like.
Right, but if he comes back, we can count on him at least getting a workload, whereas we just can't count on David Johnson coming back. And to me, Arizona has absolutely no reason to get in the fight or anything. They're already missing Carson Palmer. Yeah, no, to me, David Johnson, he might want to come back, but I don't think Bruce Arians lets him come back.
I don't know. Maybe not, though.
That's because those are the guys that people are looking at right now. Like for that, like you're saying, that last little bench spot where, potential somebody might do something.
What's funny is, to me, is I can say this almost beyond the shadow of a doubt, and that is that, Lucas, you never were a Josh Gordon owner, were you?
I was last year, and it hurt me pretty bad.
Only last year, though, but not in his glory time, were you?
Well, his glory time for what, half a season?
Yes, half a season, but it was the greatest half a season ever. I have a correlation between the two. If you hate Josh Gordon and think he's irrelevant, it's because you didn't own him in the glory time. If you feel like he's worth a stash and you want to play him in the future, it's because you did, and you just have that hope of this guy that gets you 0 points by the fourth quarter, and then when you look at your phone again, he's got 35 points sitting there. It's just
Look, but when was the last time that this guy played a snap of football?
Oh, he's worked at Verizon Kiosk after Verizon Kiosk for years.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying.
But he looks like he's in great shape to me. He's passed the eye test, as far as that goes. So, I mean, if you've got a better shaped Josh Gordon, I don't know. I'm very high on the expectation, at least.
Well, yeah,
and I know he'll be back for sure.
Yeah, he'll
be back this year.
You and him have something in common. You're both high all the time, apparently, because that's all this guy has been known for is his inability to stay on the field because he'd rather go throw back a couple doobies. So I'm just, I'm surprised that they're letting him have another shot.
It's a couple doobies.
Well, it is, but
Relax,
it's just,
man.
Look, I don't care. You do whatever you want, right? When you're making millions of dollars and your boss says don't do X, whatever X is, I don't care what it is. You just don't do it, right? And especially when you've already been busted for it. Yeah, even if it is X, you know what I'm saying? Like, if your boss says don't do it, and
I'm pretty sure most bosses will say don't do X.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, is what they really mean is don't let it affect your work, and don't let me catch you doing it. Look, he's just doing it in front of people, right? He's just doing it in their face and acting like he doesn't care. So that's the issue, is that whether it's an immaturity thing or whatever, maybe he's past that now and he's taking a new stance on life. People can say whatever they want, and guess what? There's people that are paid lots of money for these players to write them what to say, right? So Is it this person that's really changed, or does he actually just have people, that are like, look, follow our script, stay out of the public eye, and, collect your paycheck and play some football?
They got guys like that, I think.
For me, I'm sold.
I think NFL teams, I vaguely remember hearing about a guy who was assigned, he might have been assigned to Des Bryant when he was a knucklehead. And I thought they had a guy that was assigned to him to kind of, not want to say a babysitter, but just like a...
That's what it is. It's like a handler, right?
A handler, yeah.
Someone that handles all of, your day-to-day, right? You kind of check
you out
in,
of trouble.
say, hey, how you doing?
Yep.
And, it's just kind of like, having like a big brother or something. That's just kind of like, hey, stop, like you said, stop being a knucklehead. Hey, don't do that. Like, hey, maybe you shouldn't post that on Twitter, right? Like, yeah, it's funny, but maybe that's not the best thing for you when you have 1 million people following you.
What a fun job. I want to know how to apply for that job, because I'm a responsible young man, and I could definitely, I don't know if I'm going to tell a 6'5", 237-pound wide receiver what to do, but I'm going to tell him to be nice at the very least. Nick Miller.
I feel like I'd be good at that job, but then I also feel like I could be very easily influenced to party with them.
Yeah, you'd be your willpower. No way.
I wouldn't have to. If I'm making hundreds of thousands of dollars to keep someone, out of I'll make sure to do my job and party on my own. That can come, I do like partying, but it'll come second nature to making sure this guy stays on the field, especially if I have him on my fantasy squad. You know what I'm saying?
Nope, not me. I'll take you to the bar.
I want to thank Nick Miller for derailing the show and making us talk about Josh Gordon for 25 minutes. That was awesome.
Yes.
And
appreciate you.
Yeah, awesome. I think that's it. We're out of questions. We're out of calls, guys. You crushed it today with the calls. And listeners, thank you for calling in. I think we had more than 10 calls today, which was pretty awesome. So that's it. You guys done? You ready for Week 11?
I am ready. I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Today during the day when I was at work, I was sitting there. For some reason, I don't know why, I couldn't get out of my head. I felt like it was Thursday. I kept, thinking, oh, yeah, I get to go home and kick back and put on football. But no. I got the next best thing. I got to come on and hang out with y'all and talk some football and have a little basketball on in the background.
There you go.
Very good. That is it for the show today, guys. Thank you so much for listening and tuning in and calling in and sending all your questions. We wouldn't have a show without that, to be honest. We'd be just sitting here talking. It'd be boring. So head over to SleeperWire.com for our rankings, our podcast. Submit more questions through the website. We get to them in 24 hours or less. And also, if we have helped you out at all this season, please support our cause. Make a donation, any size, any amount to Rob's treatments for chronic Lyme disease. If we helped you win a week, gave you some players, got you some points, help us beat this disease. Anything you can do will help. And you can find the donation page right there on SleeperWire.com homepage. And the 12 champions of SleeperWire are online all the time and are happy to help you anytime. Join the SleeperWire channel on the SleeperBot app or find us on the Fantasy Life app. You can find Dirty Jobs Mike at Dirty Jobs. You can find Lucas at SleeperWire LBB, or just go to SleeperWire, find at SleeperWire on either of those apps. We're also on Facebook and Twitter at SleeperWire Show. And don't forget, tune in Sunday morning for the Blitz live show. Calls, questions answered, start and sit. We start about 11:15, 11:30, and we take all your start-sit questions before kickoff on Sunday morning. So stay tuned for that. That is it for the MailSack. Guys, thank you for tuning in, and have yourselves a fantastic week.
Tear it up.
Fantasy Football Show will help you win your fantasy football championship. Sleeper Wire, Friday 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Sleeper Wire on Dash Talk.